Chapter 15, Domestic Bliss. The next morning, you're on edge as you make yourself coffee. Mercy could strike at any time, and I don't want to be caught off guard. Then your phone chimes. What are you up to? I miss you. You're about to respond when Eddie waltzes into the kitchen and heads straight for the coffee pot. He watches as you pocket your phone. Morning. Morning. How are you this sunny pre-caffeine? Natural charm. So, how's it going with the secret admirer? You gulp, trying not to look as guilty as you feel as Mercy's threat looms over you, but she wouldn't tell Eddie, right? No, she'd go bigger than that. Come on, sis, you gotta give me something. You try to figure out what to say, but you're tongue-tied. Nora, come on. Why won't you just admit you're seeing someone? Is there something wrong with them? Technically, yes. You don't like them. Nothing is wrong with them. It's just, I'm waiting to see how it goes, okay? I don't want to jinx it. Eddie shrugs and sips his coffee. Eddie, you'll be the first person I tell when I'm ready. Eddie softens a bit at your gentle tone. I better be. Of course you are. In silence, the two of you retreat to your rooms to get ready for the day, and guilt lies heavy and uncomfortable in your stomach. At the loft, you find a moment to pull Ashton aside. You need his comforting vibes. I feel like the worst person in the world right now. Keeping this from Eddie is making me feel like crap. I'm sorry, I don't love it either. You're definitely not the worst person in the world, though, I promise. I want to believe you, but it's hard. And it's not just that, it's so frustrating not to bring you home with me at night. I really am messing this up. The way I'm handling it is so bad, I'm making Eddie even more suspicious. Hey, you're doing your best here. My best needs to be better. No question, Eddie is a major obstacle. He is, and I don't want anything coming between us, not even him. I'm definitely gonna have to tell him at some point, if only to make getting into bed a little easier. Whenever you're ready, I'll be there. I know you will. You fight to keep your hands to yourself, but you're too out in the open here, too exposed to everyone on set. Things are just so busy. Now that the confessionals are wrapped, I thought you and I would have even more time together, but I've been so busy planning the wrap party in Vegas. You nod and shove your hands in your pockets, desperate to keep yourself from reaching for him. I'm dying to touch you. I want your hands on my body, your lips on my skin. It's killing me not to touch you right now, too. If only I could take you back to my place. We could chill on the couch and take the party back to my room. Being in your bed together sounds pretty damn perfect. I need it to happen. Well, since we can't go to your place yet, why don't you come over tonight? To your place? You're an adult. You don't need to tell Eddie where you're going. I can have you all to myself. Eddie can fill in the blanks that you're busy. You know you probably should decline, but you want Ashton so bad. You can't help but nod. Sounds perfect. And I have to admit, I can't wait to see where you live. That evening, Ashton sneaks you over to his place after work. As you come down the driveway, you're stunned. Your house is huge, oh my god. It's a bit much for one person, so I'm glad to have company this evening. Ashton escorts you inside, and you're delighted to find how comfortable lived-in the place is, with overstuffed couches and elegant but simple wood accents. I'm gonna need your interior designer's number stat. She's gonna need gotta be good to make such a large house feel this cozy. Ashton laughs and shrugs one shoulder. Actually, I did most of it myself. You did? I knew you were a man of many talents. And later I'm going to show you some of my many other ones. Ha ha ha. Grinning, you pull him in a quick kiss. I can't wait. You glance around feeling wowed by Ashton's house. You didn't grow up with money, and this is by far the nicest house you've ever set foot in. Is your staff gonna be around when I maul you later? Oh, is that what you came to do? I see no reason to be coy about my intentions, and you did not answer my question. I gave the staff the weekend off, so it's just the two of us, alone. Oh no, whatever will we get up to? You should probably go home already. Nothing to see here. Right, nothing at all. You let your gaze travel over the living room, your mind filling with brilliant ideas. Except I wonder how we could use the bar. You skim the smooth surface with your fingertips, bending over and giving Ashton a nice view of your ass. This bar is so sleek. Isn't it? Looks like a beautiful place to wet your whistle. His eyes darken with lust. You have no idea how ready I am for a taste. You rise and pull Ashton toward you, crushing your lips against his, your tongues dancing. Intoxicated by his scent and the feel of his fingertips squeezing your waist, you deepen the kiss until you're both breathless. Have I mentioned that I really like you? You're tempted to suggest skipping right to getting busy, but before you can, he takes your hand. There are more surprises throughout the house. I'd love to show you every single room I've imagined taking you in. What would you say to a tour with some extra dirty commentary? Tour Ashton's house. We know what the dirty commentary is going to end up being. Eat first. I'm hungry. I'm famished, actually, in real life. As much as I want to see all the wonders of your glorious mansion, I'm sure we'll have time for that later. We definitely will. Then I'd love to eat first. And get the good part of the night, ASAP. Say no more. Let's go make dinner. You and Ashton make your way into the kitchen and try not to stare at how big it is. Half of your apartment could fit in here. You really did think of everything. The kitchen is so roomy and yet it doesn't feel overwhelming. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. On a normal night, my personal chef would whip up something you want, but tonight you'll have to settle for me. Oh? I can't wait to taste what you whip up. You keep surprising me with all your different skills. I get bored easily, so I spend my free time learning things. I love that about you. So, chef, how do I get you to cook in nothing but an apron? Sadly, I don't have an apron on hand, but my dinner will blow your mind. What do you choose from my 3 specialties? He relays the options to you, and you tilt your head in thought. I want the eggplant parm, roast duck, salmon. I'm a salmon person. I've never had eggplant parm nor roast duck, so... With pleasure, there's just something about how silky it feels in your mouth, isn't there? It's so sensuous when prepared just right. Love the way it melts on my tongue. On that note, I'll get cooking. I'll roast some vegetables to go with it. Sounds great. What can I do to help? Just keep me company. That I can do. While Ashton gets the meal going, you admire his strong arms as he chops and dices veggies with sure practiced movements. Ashton concentrates so hard his tongue pokes out of the corner of his mouth. You're really hot when you cook. Adorable, too. Imagine me doing this for us every night. I'd die of happiness. Finally, you can sit still anymore. You walk over to him and peer over into his pot of glaze he's preparing. Wrap my arms around his waist. You can't help yourself. You need some physical contact with Ashton even while he cooks. You put your arms around him and squeeze. Well, hi. Sorry. I needed to touch you. Don't apologize. I'm not complaining in the slightest. You pitch in to help him, and the two of you weave easily around each other, going between the stove and the sinks. We work well together. Of course we do. He picks up the spoon from the glaze and holds it up for you, a hand cupped underneath to catch any drips. Tell me what you think. Without taking your eyes off him, you take the spoon in your mouth, then moan as the flavors explode on your tongue. Oh my god, this is so good. If you keep making those sounds, I'm going to have you for dinner. With a wicked grin, you lean into his ear and moan again. He puts the spoon back into the pot and turns to you, pressing you against the counter. His arms cage you in and kisses your neck, lips hot as he trails them up to your mouth, tasting of spice. Ashton, I love experiencing domestic life with you. Me too. Having you in the kitchen feels so right. I love the side of you. I mean, you're always a CEO, but CEOs are relatable, down-to-earth. Ashton is nice as well. More like the guy I remember. I try to leave work behind when I come home and just be. Heat builds between your thighs, and it's got nothing to do with the flame on the stove. Just as you're about to let Ashton take you right there against the counter, you're interrupted by another timer. Oops, we better finish dinner. Yes, chef. Reluctantly, you let him get back to work. Oh, you poor thing. A short while later, you and Ashton dig into your food, and you can't help but shovel the food into your mouth. You want to get to the next portion of the evening, ASAP. Hey, there's no rush. He reaches across the table and takes your hand. We have all night, I promise. We're going to do everything you want. I know. I'm just really excited. Me too, but I've always wanted a life where my partner and I cook and eat together, then fall asleep on the couch watching one of our favorite movies. You raise an eyebrow. Is watching a movie all you want tonight? Listen! What the actual hell? Okay. Because I thought dessert was on the menu. He chuckles and puts down his fork. No, it's not all I want, but it's part of it, as much as I like dessert. And I very much like the idea of cuddling with you. The way I see it, there are two parts to domestic bliss, and that's just the domestic bliss. The bliss comes later, with you coming undone in my arms. You nod, pressing your thighs together underneath the table. Your mouth goes dry at the mention of bliss. I've never really gotten to experience the domestic part before, and I have to say I'm a fan. He leans in for a kiss, and you tilt your head to give him better access to your neck. Feed him from my plate. You spear a carrot with your fork and offer it to him. Hungry? Ashton nails you with a blazing look. Always. Your breath catches in your throat as you watch him nibble at the carrot on your fork, tongue sweeping out to swipe at the last drop of glaze. Before you're even aware of your bodies have moved closer, Ashton's hands are on you, roaming every curve of your body. I can't wait any longer. Thankfully, it doesn't seem like he can either. I need to feel your body against mine. Tell me what room and I'll take you there right now. Down, boy. Down. I said down, boo-boo, down. I'm talking about Ashton, not anything else. I can't handle going any further than the living room without your hands on me. And what better way for you to feel my body than for me to be your little spoon? That sounds so perfect. Let's go. I'm not picking the things because it's me that leads to Bell Chicka Wow Wow, and then you're not able to see it because of YouTube. So in case you're going, what the hell, welcome? I don't know what to tell you. It's YouTube. The next morning, you wake up feeling blissful, just as Ashton predicted. You roll over in bed and grin at him when he wakes, blinking sleepily. Good morning, Energizer Bunny. Laughing, Ashton wraps his arms around you and you snuggle against his chest. No one's ever called me Bunny before, and I don't hate it. Good. As you lie there with Ashton, you're certain a life with him is what you really want. The only problem is that you can't keep hiding it from Eddie. I'm gonna tell him in Vegas as soon as possible. Why do I feel like this is gonna bite her in the ass? Hey, look at that! Wow! Jesus Christ. Alright, so without further ado, that was a super short chapter. Because, you know, when you take the Bounce Chicken Wow Wow out of the book that literally and figuratively revolves around it, there's not much to read, is there? Anyway, first and foremost, you know what to do if you enjoyed the content. Please consider supporting. Otherwise, please consider reading the community tab of the channel today. There is an announcement there. Aside from that, yeah, for a minute there, I'm like, oh man, like maybe he wanted to like tone it down for a minute, right? Enjoy the keyword domestic side of things. And, you know, I'm like, a movie and cuddling sounds nice. And yes, most of us know where that can lead. But for a minute there, I'm like, cool. And then she's like, is that all? Like, listen, Chica, you are just all over the place. You are like I don't know. Someone gave you something and you're, like, just bouncing off the walls and you don't know what the hell you want. So anyway, the whole Eddie thing is the only other part of this book that just keeps us going, right? Like, remember Most Eligible and Red Carpet Diaries and all these other books that, like, they had the intrigue, they had the suspense, they had the relationship, they had the secret. Like, even Slow Burn had more of a secret, but then it revolved around cooking and drama and all this other shit. This book is just bound chicka wow wow. That's it. That's all there is. Anyway, thanks for watching. Catch y'all later. Peace out.